Welcome back. It's question and answer time. And please stay tuned. At the end of the video, I'm going to announce the winners. I've got my list of all the people who spotted the Little Elvis on the thumbnails. We're going to give away the Brant seeds at the end of this video. So please join us today for question and answers. Got some great questions this week. Growing giants. Please join us. It's question and answer time, and it's only 1 week until April 1st. April 1st, we're going to have our Dairy Dew giveaway. I'm going to give away a few Dairy Dew products. They're sponsoring us again this year. I'm going to use their products pretty much exclusively. I'm going to use some other stuff. I'm going to use all the products they make. They've got some great humics and they got some great fulvic sprays, some humics, some Cal Mags, Cal Blasters. A lot of products I'm going to go over with that we're going to use this year. But for now, let's get down to the question and answer, but check out the Dairy Dew website. We'll put a link here in the description box, and if Josiah can, we'll have him put a link up on the screen on where you can find Dairy Dew's products. All right, let's get to the questions and answers. And don't forget, the winner of Josiah's seeds, Josiah has agreed to give away a 2031 Brant and a 2095 Brant to one lucky commenter who spotted the Little Elvis on the thumbnails. So stay tuned for that. At the end of the video, we will announce the winner. All right, we're going to start out. First question, Todd Durazio. I hope I said your name right. Todd Durazio. All right, hi Mark, I got another question I'm hoping you can help me with. I grow giants organically on a shoestring budget, and I'm wondering what I could add to the mix this year to try to get over a 1,000-pound goal. I've been loading up the patch every year for the past 7 with about 60 bags of cow manure, using weekly fish and seaweed emulsion, foliar sprays for the leaves, and a tomato fertilizer once the plant is 8 to 10 feet long. And for the rest of the season, I'm growing in a 40 by 40 backyard with no pesticides or fungicides. I use neem oil to keep the SVB away, squash vine borer, if you're new to the channel. SVBs are squash vine borers. I start with a good quality seed, keep the patch covered with a screen, but I'm thinking I need something special for both the roots Mycorrhizae product and for the fruit is on pumpkin power. What do you think? Sorry for the long-winded question, but I wanted to give you at least some context. Thanks for any advice you may have for me. Well, Todd, there's a lot of things you can do. One thing I'd like to know, are you walking on your soil? That's just a method you didn't ask for, but if you're walking on your soil, people, please don't walk on your soil. Unless you're on total sand, you can probably get away with walking on total sand. But if you're walking on your soil, you're compacting the soil, you're slowing the plant down. That's a big thing right there. Put down some elevated walk planks and at least give you some paths in and out so you're not walking and doing a lot of damage to the root system. But as far as for mycorrhiza, yes, I like to do soil drenches every 3 weeks with a mycorrhiza product. I really like Great White mycorrhiza. Great White is a good mycorrhiza. You can also find mycorrhizas. Dairy Dew does carry some mycorrhizas, but I like liquids. I like powders that I can water-soluble liquids. I'm not real big on the granular stuff. I mean, it's okay initially, but to use that all year long, vine burying, I just soon water it in. Water-soluble mycorrhizas. A lot of great brands out there. As far as a pumpkin power, yeah, potassium is very important. My pumpkin power that I had sulfur in it, and that at one time did become a problem for me because my sulfur was high, and I need to lower the sulfur. So there's different products out there, but at the end of the season ends, we need to pick up the potassium. More potassium to put on the pounds at the end of the season. You want to, and I do believe in a trickle feed. You want to constantly trickle feed, 4 out of 5 waterings to have a trickle in there, a trace. You can go with a little bit of kelp, anything with kelp, amino acids to make calcium more mobile from leaf to fruit. That is real big. Dairy Dew has some great products to do with that. Foliar spraying, you can foliar spray your potassium. You can put just a little trace of that potassium in with your foliar sprays and spray that on through the month of September and pack on some major pounds. All right, moving along. I hope that helps. moving along. Frank, 1971. I got tomato, fusarium wilt, in a megapot. How can I get rid of it before the season starts? Okay, before the season starts, so that doesn't leave you the chance for solarization. Solarization, planting a mustard crop, turning it over, it's got to set for a few weeks. Then you can solarize by plastic, but you say you want to do it before the season starts. My advice to you would be it's time to drain the hot water heater. All right, hook up the hose. You got a 40 or 50 gallon water heater, and just drench that pot. Crank the water heater up as high as it'll crank. Let it set for an hour. Get that water as hot as possible and run straight hot water into that soil. I don't know how big a pot we're talking. You said mega pot, so I'm guessing 50 gallon, 100 gallon, drum, barrel. I would hot water. Hot water should kill it. Let it soak on in, turn it over, do it again. All right? It's a fast way to go. Unless you want to buy like 5 gallons of hydrogen peroxide and drench it with that, it may kill it. Anyways, okay, moving on. Frank, thanks for posting a question. I appreciate it. Ryan Cook, if you had well water, good drinking water, would you have it tested for minerals? Well, if I had money to burn, yeah, I'll spend some money, I would, but other than that, I probably wouldn't. Because I'm using products with minerals. Like I say, this year I'm using Dairy Dew. One of their products has minerals, micronutrients. So if it's in your well water, that's great. It's going to help. It's not always, the stuff that's in your well water isn't always available to the plants. Sometimes it doesn't need the breakdown. So it's kind of better to have the trace minerals and stuff in more than just your water. So no, I don't know that I would, unless you're really just curious what's in there. You might want to know how much calcium you got in there. Maybe not a bad idea to do, but I wouldn't be worried about it. If you're not spending the money, I wouldn't worry about it. I just use your well water. I always have. All right, Kyle Young. Kyle Young's asking about squash vine borer traps. He doesn't want to use pesticides. Kyle's in an area where he doesn't want to use them. I respect that. The squash vine borer traps are wonderful. They will cut down and reduce the populations. They don't totally eliminate them, but one year I know I caught like 153. And what you're catching is the male. You're catching the male and reducing the populations, which is great. What I always wanted to do is I wanted to go set one up across the street at my neighbor's garden. I want to say, hey neighbor, you grow a lot of cucumbers and a lot of squash and zucchini, and you're drawing these squash vine borers and you're breeding them over here like rabbits. So I wanted to buy a squash vine borer trap for the neighbor and reduce the populations across the street. But squash vine borers traps are great, but they're a long-term, reduce the populations over several years. They're not a cure-all. Other than that, I'd use a 7 duster. Can you use 7 dust? Maybe dust them. Somebody said neem oil. I don't know if you can drown them. You'd have to be out there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The squash vine borer shows up at in the heat of the day and just starts laying its eggs. Get out there with a BB gun. I saw George Lloyd out there shooting with a BB gun one time. Just kidding. But no, seriously, it was a joke. George was out there shooting them. Squash vine borers. You got to be a mighty good shot to do that. All right. Here's a good question. Josiah Brandt. Bubba, explain your thought process when it comes to choosing a pollinator for the controlled pollination. How are controlled pollinations contributing to exponential growth we've seen in the Atlantic giants for the years? It's all about the controlled pollinations. You're basically, I see people that are ignorant to what we're doing saying, GMO, freaks, these pumpkins, and, they're using hormones. But no, it's all controlled pollinations. It's breeding the biggest against the biggest for 20 years, 30 years. That is why we have the controlled pollinations are very important. One thing I see a lot of people do, they choose a male pollinator. What I like to do is I have like my 2043 was a big pumpkin. It was 466 inches on the OTT chart, and it should have went 500 inches. Had I not made a few mistakes, it probably would have went 500 inches at season's end. You want to cross that with a heavy pumpkin, with a real heavy cement block, cross big with heavy. But one thing people are making a mistake with the pollinator is not growing the pollinator out. I feel that you should grow the pollinator out, because if you don't grow it out, and Josiah Brand agrees with me on this, if you don't grow it out, you won't know what it produced. And if you don't know what it produced, then just saying, hey, the male pollinator was the 1501 Vanderweilen. Oh yeah, well, what did it grow? Oh, I don't know. I just grew the plant for a pollinator. Well, some of the 1501 Vanderweilens weren't orange. Some of them came out cream. So was it a cream one or an orange one? Don't know. Did I get orange genetics or cream genetics? Don't know. You really need to grow out the pollinator. And really, that's a really good judge. If both pumpkins, the mother and father, come out big, then you got something special. You should have something special. It could be a very great mix. But to not know is not really a good thing. So, yeah, the controlled pollinations over the years have been huge. And knowing what mother and father did, I think, are a very important part of it. Choosing shapes. But let's see, we'll move along. We had a little comment here from Dan Frick. Keep on keeping on, Bubba. Well, thank you, Dan. Dan's been a good friend of mine for years. Thank you for commenting, watching the videos. I really appreciate it. All right. We have another one from Todd Dorazio. Thanks for the video and good tips. Mark, is there somewhere I can go to purchase your seeds? Yes, go to worldwidegiantgrowers.com and you can purchase our seeds. We have Josiah Brandt's, my seeds, many others, Steve Maiden. We have some new guys on there. Ritter's on there, selling some seeds, some beautiful orange pumpkins. Clint Dyson from California. Check out our seed page. It's right here. Here's a link to it, worldwidegiantgrowers.com. Thank you. All right, let's see. What else do we have to go over here? Ryan Cook. I think we went over that question. And again, I want to thank Dairy Do. I want to thank Dairy Do very much. You should check out their catalog. I'm going to show you a lot of products this year. I'm actually going to build some kin caves out of repurposed pallets. You got to come see this. We're going to start this here in a few weeks. I sent off my soil test to have it checked again. And soil tests if you're new to this hobby, soil tests are really, really important. Get a soil test. Don't grow blind. All right? So join us. Join us in a second. Thank you for your questions and answers. Keep them coming for next week. And April 1st, we're going to have our giveaway. But hold on one second here before we go. We're going to have the seed giveaway.
We'll do a quick transition to sunny Wisconsin. Not so much. This is Josiah Brandt. Before we get to the seed giveaway, I just want to kind of show you guys what we got for seeds. The 2095. This is one of my very hot seeds. I grew a couple 2,000 pounders off of this. I do not have many left. These are all the 2095s I have left. I'll probably allow 3 or 4 to go, and then I'm going to keep the rest for nostalgic purposes. The 2031 I'm going to triple plant this year. I plan, hopefully we get a couple 2,000 pounders off of it. I really like this seed and I really like this cross. I'm very confident in this seed. So if you want to grow one of them, I'd say maybe grow this 2095 and wait for the 2031 because this may be very hot in the future. You may be able to trade it. But growing season is going to be starting here in about a month. I'm getting excited. I hope you guys are too. And I wish everybody the best of luck this year. I hope you guys all grow personal bests. And I hope we all make it to the scales. All right, guys. We'll get back to Mark for the seed giveaway.
All right. It's time for the seed giveaway. Hey, and remember, if you like the videos, please comment, share. And we're going to have more giveaways as we come. It's only going to be 1 week. April 1st is coming up. We may not have the video right exactly on April 1st. It may be the 2nd or 3rd before it's posted. But we're going to give away products, seeds, and more. Now, our winner today, what I did is I took a random number generator. And every time you commented, I gave you another number. So like Stuart Banks, you commented on all 3 videos. You were 1, 2, and 3. All right, Stuart Toller, you were 4, 5, and 6. I gave you one for each of the videos. The question and answer videos, there's 3. This is question and answer number 4 video. All right, but our winner came out, so it's totally fair. Random generator picked number 13, and that would be Brad Bonds. Brad Bonds, you are the winner of a 2031 Brandt and a 2095 Brandt seeds. Thank you very much. Email me, Mark, at worldwidegiantgrowers.com, and Josiah is going to mail those directly to you himself. And I want to thank Josiah for donating the seeds. That was very nice of him. And I want to good luck with everybody. Keep the questions rolling. Spring's here. It's almost time for the kickoff. And join us. In 7 to 10 days, we'll have the April 1st giveaway. Please join us. All right, talk to you soon. Keep them growing. Keep it a secret, but go tell a friend. Bubba's sharing information around the world on growing giants. Thank you very much.